Question 2 is a resolve, reconcile, explain question. We're supposed to explain the discrepancy that Jeneta observes in people's responses. So let's take a look. Increasingly, I've noticed that when a salesperson, so you're at a store, you just bought something, your cashier says, hey, thank you for making the purchase. What do you respond with? You respond with thank you, right? You don't say you're welcome, right? Because, I don't know, you're not an entitled asshole, right? You're welcome because you should thank me for gracing your shitty store with my awesome presence, right? So yeah, no, you don't say that. You say thank you. And Jeneta's like, look, I've been doing that myself. But when a friend thanks a friend for a favor, the response is actually you're welcome. Okay, so why the discrepancy in responses, right? Versus like a sales rep versus a friend. Right? Here you say thank you. Here you say you're welcome. Right? Why the distinction? Let's take a look. A says customers regard themselves as doing salespeople a favor by buying from them as opposed. Oh, so this is the asshole entitled customer answer, right? Like if you actually regard yourself as doing salespeople a favor by buying from them as opposed to someone else, then you would say you're welcome, right? This doesn't explain anything. You wouldn't say thank you, right? You see, A doesn't understand what's going on. Salespeople are often instructed by their employers to thank customers, whereas customers are free to say whatever. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, of course customers are free to say what. The whole point is, if they're free to say whatever they want, how come they say thank you instead of you're welcome, right? Like B also doesn't understand what's going on. C says salespeople don't regard customers who buy from them as doing them a favor. Okay, the question is not like what comes out of the mouth of the salesperson, right? The question is what comes out of your mouth. How come when you are facing a salesperson, you say thank you. But when you're facing a friend, you say you're welcome, right? So the C also has no clue what's going on. Now, D and E are the two, E is the right answer. D is very attractive as a wrong answer. And I can see how you might fall for this. The way that people respond to being thanked is generally determined by habit rather than by conscious decision. And yeah, that's true. You think about it like, you don't think about it. You don't consciously deliberate, this is a new social situation I've never been in. What are the appropriate words to come out of my mouth, right? No, you don't. It's just by habit, right? And certainly same here, right? It's just by habit. But see, that's why D is attractive, right? But this doesn't explain anything. It doesn't explain how come habit dictates that you say thank you. Why couldn't habit dictate you say welcome? You're welcome. You see, it doesn't explain the discrepancy. It just says, people don't really think about it much. But would Jeneta really be satisfied with this answer? No, she wouldn't. She would be like, okay, well, let's unpack the habit. How come, right? How come the habit is to say thank you versus how come the habit is to say you're welcome, right? See, now if you want to unpack that, you can actually get to answer choice E because commercial transactions are different from doing your friend a favor, right? Because the customer feels that the benefits are mutual. You're doing your friend a favor, right? Of course you say you're welcome. I did you a favor, right? But in a sales transaction, no one's doing anybody any favors. The benefits are mutual, right? That's why you say you're welcome. See, that's an explanation. Why the discrepancy between the responses, right? You see that, right? Whereas calling it a habit, you're kind of like just masking the fact that you haven't done any explanation. Oh, it's habit. All right, fine. Where did the habit come from? And how come habit says thank you here and you're welcome here, right? See, E answers that question. And that really was the question you're supposed to answer.